Welcome back to Yahoo Finance. I'm Brooke DePalma alongside Pras Subramanian and Shauna Smith. We're taking a closer look at today's top trending stories. I'm taking a closer look at Sweetgreen. Shares surging today after the stock got an upgrade from Bank of America from neutral to buy. The firm also raised the price target to $17 a share. Key levers include automation, an increase in visits, and potential for higher digital sales mix. That drove Bank of America's decision for that upgrade. Now, in addition to that, taking a closer look at automation, they do have that new pilot in Naperville, Illinois. They said that it shows meaningful opportunity for the chain to narrow the profit margin with its big rival, Chipotle. In addition to that, we're also seeing visits up. Many investors on the street worried that since it has such a large urban presence, that delay to the return to the office would impact that visits. But now we're seeing that change a bit.
Yeah, we are seeing that change a bit. Certainly, we have seen the stock take off since the start of the year. Really, a lot of those gains coming within the last month and a half or so, as we have seen the share price skyrocket. It was interesting to me, that line that you just read about Chipotle narrowing that leadership gap. It makes some sense to me, although I don't necessarily see them as a direct competitor. I almost think that Sweetgreen, people that go to Sweetgreen for lunch, I don't know if their other option out there would be Chipotle. Now they have Cava, that's also a publicly traded company in the mix that you would think would also be a competitor along those lines. But Sweetgreen certainly resonating with its urban customer base, a lot of their stores within the cities here. And as we see that return to office, more and more companies bringing back their employees, at least on a hybrid type of schedule. Sweetgreen, one of those companies that could benefit from that in this.
For sure. I mean, that lunch crowd, that lunch kind of like surge of people coming back from the office. But, 46%, I think it showed that visits up year over year. That's a lot. I had no idea that Sweetgreen's traffic was up that much. But like you said, for me though, okay, Sweetgreen's a little expensive, right? And Chipotle is like almost like $5 cheaper per ticket for me. So for me, it's sort of, I don't see them as comparable at this point.
Right.
Whereas, I mean, it is a lunch option, but I just feel like I find that price point really high. Cava as well, price is very high. Lots of enthusiasm for the IPO, right? So maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe that's the new normal. People that are sort of returning to work, it's happening slowly. We're seeing the data come up with offices coming like 50% occupancy, kind of perking up a little bit higher. Maybe this is a good thing for Sweetgreen, but I find their prices to be kind of out of control.
And also just what that expansion plan looks like. They have introduced a loyalty program, which Bank of America mentioned in this note, Sweet Pass, which they think is really paying off and one of the catalysts here going forward. But in order to expand that base, given the fact that these salads are very expensive, and I think in a time in an environment like this where some consumers are pulling back on their spending, they're not necessarily willing to go out and spend 15, 16, 17 bucks on just a salad.
Yeah, but Bank of America also noting that they see a potential upside to that digital sales mix. I mean, with that loyalty program, they also have Sweet Pass Plus, they're calling it. It's $10 per month. It offers $3 off daily orders as well as other perks. And I think with that being said, if you are a loyal customer and you're willing to pay $10 off, that $3 could make the difference.
Well, I'm just thinking about how, it got my attention. I'm going to look into that. But the thing is that if you're already making me come back to work, why don't I spend $20 on salad? Like you're almost like
going
like
because
you weren't paying that money when you're working from home.
I know it's so hard to avoid though in the New York City area. I feel like if you go out there, you're paying for a sandwich, you're paying for anything. You're at least the minimum seems to be $13, $14 on those.